Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd do a quick update on what I've been working on the last couple of days again. And the first thing is I do have a size class 21 version of this ship on the workshop right now. It is a unlisted creation, but there's a link on the USS-Europa post that goes right to it, right at the top of the page there. And the only reason this exists is because I wanted a version that I could bring on the server that I'm actually playing on. The Anvil server. It has a size class limit of 21. So this one is 21. Or actually, if we take a look at the specs here, it comes out to size class 20.99. So just under 21. It's the same ship. It has all the same capabilities as the other ship. What was done to reduce the size class is a lot of fluff rooms, out of the way rooms like the cafeteria and the holodeck and things like that. I removed a lot of the lights and decorative items from those rooms. Like here's what the cafeteria looks like when I stripped it from furniture and stuff like that. Same thing goes on for a lot of the crew rooms throughout the ship as well. They're basically just kind of barren rooms now. There's a couple of locations that I actually filled in where there was showers and toilets and things like that too, to remove those out of the ship. And I kind of went through a lot of the ship and did that same thing too, trying to get the size class down. Now I did leave, for the most part, the whole central area of the ship intact with all its decorative pieces or whatever. It's just a lot of the side rooms and stuff like that I stripped of details. And some of the shield rooms are a little stripped of details, like not so much this room, but the other shield room down over here. Unfortunately, I had to take out like some of the pipes on the floors and the lighting and some little deco terminals and things I had in the area. But for the most part, it's the exact same ship. I tried to be as sparing as I possibly could with it on reducing the size class from 24 to 21. So it took a little bit. I had to probably remove a couple hundred items out of the ship to accomplish that. So I just wanted to go over that. So it's available if anybody else wants to get this on a server that is restricted to size class 21. There is a version of that ship available for it if you ever wanted to use it. All right. So next, I've been working on some SVs for the captain's yacht on the ship here. So I showed a much earlier version of this ship last time. And I've been working it out a lot more, and I actually got this thing so it's flyable. It docks up in the Europa just fine. I've been kind of working out some hull details on it. It's not a very big ship. It does have a top mounting set up on it, and it can also land on the ground as well. So it has landing gear on both sides. Had a little fun here with the, I wanted to have a long-range radar on it, so it kind of, I had to lower that down to clear the top landing gear, so I ended up with this weird little like wing fin configuration off the backside of the ship, and then I recessed the radar down a little bit, which actually works out. This has access, it does have a backdoor access, but it also has two side door accesses on the ship here. The side doors are kind of needed for the captain's yacht area. Now there were some comments on the last video I was talking about the captain's yacht that I tried to make work out. One said, you could have the door on the front of this too, and I was like, oh yeah, you could actually do that. So in this one over here, now I started building a different one, and I was trying to do that exact same thing, have a door on the front. Unfortunately, this one just can't work, at least as a SV, because of where I've got like where the cockpit's supposed to be. There's no way to make that actually work because the door is right there, and you got to have a 3-block ceiling here. So that means the floor would have to be at the middle position of where this door is, and then there would have to be a pilot seat like above there, but it doesn't really clear the ceiling very well over here either. So it just, I kind of liked what was going on here, but I didn't necessarily think it looked necessarily Star Trek. But I might maybe convert this to a CV at one point in time and make a Starship or something out of it. I'm not sure. It would work as a CV. It's just the the interior space is not working out as a SV on this one. So I had to abandon that one. Someone else in comments brought up that the MCRN skiff would make, or a ship like that would make a pretty good captain's yacht ship. And I do agree. And what I was doing here is I took the skiv and I actually chopped the whole top and raised it up a block, because that would be the dimensions I had available in the captain's yacht area for it. But I didn't want to like just modify the ship and call it a day. I wanted to build something new. I just kind of wanted to see how that would work out, and that's what's going on here. I also recolorized it for the heck of it. So if you ever want to know what MCRN would look like if it was human or Star Trek based coloring, pretty much like that. So that's nothing in experimentation. Now I've got another experiment over here, and this is another one that I was working on. I was kind of busy messing with SVs yesterday. So the idea of this one was, again, to have a front access door, but the only way I could make that work is if it was asymmetrically done, where you have a cockpit on one side and the access door on the other side. And this one was attempting to pull that off and stay in with the dimensions needed for the captain's yacht. So I was kind of trying to work out some details, but I'm not necessarily sure if I like what I'm doing here. Now this one also has room where it could have side doors, and not do this on the front, and then center, make a little bit more interesting looking cockpit that was centered in there. I just wanted to experiment with it. And this one, when I was ended up building it and kind of piecing it together a little bit, it sort of very loosely reminds me of a very early ship I did a long time ago. The Merc MX-15 had a similar thruster layout and lines as this does, a little bit. This is smaller and whatnot, but a little bit. So anyway, just another experimental ship. But the one that I've actually got underway a lot more is this one, which I have this one flying, and the whole hull is pretty much done. I was making some modifications at the last thing I did, trying to bring out these ramps a little bit more. So I was trying to get these to get as close to the outer part of those docking bays as I could, and that is kind of what's going on there. I'm not like, one thing that's kind of bugging me. I like the looks of the back end of this, and I was trying to do this like center section with like nacelles coming out on the small nacelles kind of coming out on the sides, but the thing is I had limited areas to work with, and like these nacelles should be technically further out and probably at a not as steep of an angle, and maybe even angled out. But I just can't fit that on this build. So it's kind of got this droopy nacelle thing on the back side of it, which I'm not entirely happy with, but I don't really have any way to do anything with that, really. I just can't really just make it the size I would really like to make it, if it's going to fit in the captain's yacht area. And also, now, another little complication with this ship here, too, is its general use. Right now, I'm planning on putting a warp drive in it. Obviously, it has a long-range radar, and this would be kind of more of a scout storage ship. It has decent lift thrust on it. It's got a couple of these larger lift thrusters in here, and then a couple more on the front side. So it could like do storage, crew transportation, that kind of thing. But it's certainly not a combat ship, and like as in a miner or some other function, not really one of those either. It's kind of more of a shuttle, a transport shuttle that would be warp capable, and more of a scout kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It could have a fair amount of storage in it, though, when it's all done. So for an SV, that is. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you what I've been working on, and I'm really trying to get some creations built for that ship there to work in the different bays. I haven't even started the side bays on the ship, though. I've just been kind of working on the captain's yacht and multiple different ideas for what the captain's yacht ship could be. And obviously, this doesn't really look very Star Trek-y to me over here either. This one probably looks closest to Star Trek type of stuff, but Again, I haven't really forgotten the idea, though, of this, because I honestly think even this raised up, and if I were to kind of redo a lot of things on this ship, it actually could work out pretty good as a captain's yacht ship. It's just I don't want it to be this ship, because this is already a ship I made a long time ago and it's on the workshop. So I kind of wanted to make something new, and that's what this attempt was. But it could be a little bit taller, and I was trying to make it a little bit more curvy, and I don't know, it sort of looks just different. I mean, this would work as well, though. The interior would be kind of interesting, where you'd have to pilot it off from one side a little bit, a couple blocks off from about 3 blocks off from center, which is a little off-putting. I usually like to have a pilot seat in the center of the creation, but for something like this could work. This one would also allow for more gun emplacements and stuff, because it's just generally larger in size. It's wider and more of a rectangle than the other ship is. The other one's kind of a rectangle with some flares out on the back edges of it. But for the most part, I don't mind this. I just don't think it's going to be like necessarily have a specific use, unless you guys are looking at this and thinking, hey, maybe that could do so-and-so function. Right now, a big problem with this, like even here, at first I was kind of building this up to be like a turret up here, but then I realized, well, I can't. It's too high. It can't exceed this height level right here, so I can't actually put a turret there, or even a retractable turret. The same thing goes for the sides. I got really no opportunities to add turrets on the sides. It probably could have one on the bottom side if I did that right, but it's going to be a very lightly armed kind of ship. It could have a shield and warp capabilities, and it's fairly quick. So again, more of a scout transportation ship, probably with some storage and utility function on it. But other than that, doesn't really have like a main function, really, like combat or mining or something like that on SVs. Just not the right layout. Does have a pair of Gatling guns to shoot down a drone or something, but that's really about it on here. And it's just very difficult to try to add weaponry to this hull shape the way it's working out. It's just not many opportunities. The only thing I could really think of is trying to somehow flatten this area out in here and stick in a turret, which would probably be obstructed from the front or back because of the block seams on the ship, which wouldn't work out super well either. So yeah, limited there. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what I've been working on, and bunch of little things. Again, my main task right now is to try to get some workable, usable, hopefully halfway decent ships to go with the Europa. And then I've got some ideas for future projects as well. I might revisit the whole Helios carrier thing after I'm done with all these little projects here. I've got some ideas on how to make a new Helios carrier, a little bit different than what is there, probably a little bit smaller, and hopefully a little bit more thought out, a little bit more than the first Helios carrier. So I got some ideas for that, but it would be the same general concept, a flatbed style carrier that can move most any CV on top of it. I will say most any, because there's some that it just won't be able to do that are just too big. But and then probably a number of Helios module bays plus a Helios dropship bay. So, but I was kind of steering more towards 4 bays instead of 6, not have those in-between bays, not have the big chamber that goes through the middle of the ship, and have the dropship bay close to a hangar that's on the ship, rather than on the other side of the ship. So there's a number of improvements that can be done, and it'll probably be just a little bit smaller version of the Helios altogether, but pretty much the same capability. But just smaller, and probably 4 regular Helios modules and 1 dropship module, not the 6, plus the 4 other weird module bays that never really worked. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. Just gonna do a quick video here. I've been very, very busy today. I got the other video uploading. This one might make it to YouTube before the look at the workshop video, possibly. So not sure on that one. Anyway, y'all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.